Hey there everybody, my name is Keno and welcome back to your Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series here on the channel. Now in that last video, there's a lot to be positive about. We're at the second place team in our division. We're just 3 points back of our conference lead and we're just 8 points back, I believe. Yeah, just 8 points back of the league lead. So a lot to be proud of through that first video, but I also have a few concerns. Now, the main brunt of my concerns is inconsistency. Now, in the last video, I did do you all a disservice and not show you how our new additions did, and honestly, Quentin Musty did pretty well. 9 points in his first 10 games as a Montreal Canadien, so already off to a hotter start than he ever was with a San Jose Sharks uniform on. And Daniil Gushchin, he's got 3 points in 10 games with the +3. And you know what? With his attributes the way they are, 92 offensive awareness, 92 in acceleration, speed, great stick checking, and a really well-rounded shot, I wanted to get him a lot more ice time. So he's now on that top line with Pettersson and Slavkovsky. But my worry about inconsistency falls to pretty much this entirety of the third line. Sean Farrell only has 25 points in 40 games after putting up a 79-point season last year. Joshua Waugh, yes, he was out with injuries, but since coming back, I think he's only had 1 or 2 goals in 10 games, if I'm not mistaken. He has not really done anything. I'm hoping they can get started. Kirby Dach also, with only 24 points in 39 games, he's been known to be like a 60-70 point scorer, so to see him fall as much as he has, there's got to be something that's going a little wrong with the chemistry, the workup, or whatever. And the thing about Sean Farrell is that he is on the first unit power play. He should be getting some points, and he's just not. So maybe in this next stretch of the season, things will turn around. I'm really hoping so. We'll just have to wait and see. Defensively is another story. Now, we had to move on from Arbor Xhekaj in the last video, and it has left us a little strapped. I mean, we're only really not using Leno right now, and that's because he was really rough to start the season. Harris has done pretty well with 7 points in 20 games and a +11, so finally giving him a shot, and he's making it worth it. Guhle turned his season around big time, 20 points in 38 games to +13. I thought he was going to have another really rough season, but he immediately turned it around for us. But you wouldn't believe it when I say I'm a little disappointed in Lane Hutson. I mean, he's still almost point per game, and that's amazing, but compared to his 113 points he had last season and a +23 with 202 shots on net, I'm just not sure why he's not dropped off, but not keeping up. Now, he got off to a slow start with the season, and he's been a little rocky, I guess. I don't know, but we're going to see if he turns it around. Again, even if he's just a point per game defenseman, I have no real problem with that. The only reason that makes it slightly a problem is that we are paying him $12.5 million for this year and next, and I want a 100-point defender, but I'm paying them $12.5 million, not gonna lie. Aside from that, the team has put up good results, even if we're having some inconsistency. And Lucas Dostal, the man of the hour, .934 save percentage, 2 goals against average with 3 shutouts through 20 games and 14 wins. He has been dominant for us. Again, we had to send down Dag and Vini to see if we can get them to bounce back. Now, Dag was doing pretty good. He's already gone back to Laval Rocket, where he's got a .931 and 1 shutout through 2 games played, which is very impressive. And Emil Vini, after going back down to the Laval, is 6-3-1 through 10 games with an .883 save percentage and 274 goals against average. So I remember about 2 videos ago, I mentioned that maybe we move on from one of our prospects. It ended up being Jacob Fowler. But now with the addition of Lucas Dostal, we have the ability to move on from another, and it might be Emil Vini, and just run with Dag, Dostal, and Rodri, with Caden Primo as another option. You know, we have a lot of moves we can make, and we have a lot of depth if our scoring woes don't solve themselves. I mean, Harvey Pinard did start this year in the NHL before being sent down, and he's actually struggling with Laval Rocket. And an entirety of last season, he did play with the Laval Rocket, notching 61 points in 71 games. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see what this next little stretch of games beholds us. That being said, we are on a pretty good streak lately, but we're going up against a big titan in the Chicago Blackhawks, who are 8-1-1 through their last 10 and 32-9-3 on the season. They are the #1 team in the NHL, but I plan to beat them here. And as is tradition, we sim the first and last game of every video, unless it's a preseason game, because there's just no point. But let's jump into this one. I'm hopeful. I know the Blackhawks are a good team, but I think we are also an amazing team. Let's see. First period. And we take a 1-0 lead, a power play goal by Kirby Dach about halfway through the first period. Shots are 16-5 for the Montreal Canadiens. So the Blackhawks are supposed to be a dominant team, and we just kicked their ass up and down the ice for 20 minutes straight. Let's see if we can continue that second period. Now the Blackhawks respond. Kevin Korchinski finally gets them on the board. Daniil Gushchin makes it 2-1 for the Canadiens before Daniil Gushchin makes it 2-1 for the Canadiens before Athanasiou ties it up once again for the Blackhawks. Shots are 25-18 for your Montreal Canadiens. So the Blackhawks definitely caught up that second period. They didn't really get their butt kicked up and down the ice that 20 minutes. But let's see what the third period holds for us. Can we come out with the win over this top team in the NHL? Third period. And we don't. Bedard gets a power play goal, making it 3-2 for the Blackhawks. Sean Farrell with a power play goal ties it up for us, the Canadiens, before Vladimir Tarasenko gets the game winner with 1:50 left in the period. Shots were 38-28 for your Montreal Canadiens, but we dropped this one by a score of 4-3. So off to a rough start. You never would like to lose the first game of a video, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going here and see what happens. Against the New York Rangers here, game 42 of the season. We've just passed the halfway mark as Ryan Johnson goes down with his strained hamstring till the end of January. And with Seth Shelley fully healed, let me make some line changes. Alright, and lines are set, and oh my gosh, are they scary, but I made some big changes. We have Slafkovsky, Pettersson, and Caulfield on that top line. I've finally broken up Suzuki and Caulfield, and it's plainly because they haven't been working for a little bit here. I don't know what the complementary piece is for them, but they are not working as well as a duo as they were before. So now Caulfield is on that top line with Slafkovsky and Pettersson. Sean Farrell is with Suzuki and Shelley on that second line. Musty, Doc, and Waugh on the third line. Mizak with Almgren and Gushchin on that fourth line. And I really hate that Gushchin has been put down to the fourth line, especially since he has 2 points in his last 2 games since moving him to that top line. But it's really all we can do without putting one of Musty, Doc, or Waugh on the fourth line. Defensively, I haven't made any changes. It's just Luneau has drawn in after Ryan Johnson went down with an injury. Hopefully Luneau can do a little better. He's got 1 assist through 20 games played and a -7. So right now that trade is not looking too good for us, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It's the best we could get. But we did drop that one to the New York Rangers, and I do have my rule of 2, where after 2 losses in 3 games, I switch out the goalies. I just don't feel like doing that right now. I think I just got to give Dostal 1 more game. If he loses this one, then he goes to the backup seat. If he wins this one, he gets a fresh clock. Let's see. Against the New York Rangers, game 43 of this season, and it's a 4-3 win. So barely a win, but I will take the win. Let's see if he rounds out his game here in the Bell Center against the Dallas Stars in game 44 of the season, and it's a 7-5 win. So Dostal he's getting bailed out by the scoring right now. He's definitely getting bailed out by the offense against the LA Kings, still in the Bell Center in Montreal. We lose that one 3-2 in overtime. I'm very tempted to pull Dostal and give him a little bit of a break, but let's see how he does on this little Central Division away trip we have, starting with a game against the St. Louis Blues, game 46 of the season. They're struggling so far. Ryan Johnson's back, so I'll get him back in the lineups in a second. But the Blues are struggling on the season, and we barely beat them. We eke out a 3-2 win against the Minnesota Wild in the second game of this little road trip. Let's see how we do. Luneau is out with post-concussion syndrome, so we'll just replace player, and that will get Johnson back in, and we win that one 3-2 as well. And then against the Winnipeg Jets, who are once again struggling. So that Central Division is having a rough go so far against the Winnipeg Jets, finishing this little away trip, and we win that one 4-2. All right. That's really good. 48 games in, we are at 60 points on the season. We're 6 points behind the Lightning for division lead, and 16 points behind the Blackhawks for league lead. So I don't think we're going to catch them. I don't think so. Unless we go absolutely berserk in this last roughly 36 game stretch. I think it is 38 game stretch. I can't do math right now. My brain is fried. Unless we go absolutely crazy, I don't see us getting the President's Trophy again, but that's fine. I just want to make it to the playoffs, get a good seeding in it, and see what this team can do. Game 49 against the Edmonton Oilers, back in the Bell Center in Montreal, and we win that one 5-4. Wow, very good production from the team. Let's sim over this little gap here until the next game and see what our future holds. We'll sim this game and then see how the team is doing. Another game against the Oilers. I guess it was a home and home. We are now in Edmonton at the Rogers Place. We'll slow sim this one and see how our powerhouse of a Montreal Canadiens team roster does. All right, Elias Pettersson, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Juraj Slafkovsky, Lane Hudson versus the one, the only, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Evan Bouchard, and possibly Stuart Skinner. I honestly don't know who they have in net anymore. Let's see. Let's go. First period. And it's 2-0 for your Montreal Canadiens after one. Doc and Johnson net the goals for your Canadiens. Shots are 15-6 so far. So we are dominating them through 20 minutes. Let's see. Let's keep it up. Let's go. Second period. And we don't dominate them there. The Oilers get on the board with a goal by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. It's 2-1 now after 2 shots, 26-17 for your Montreal Canadiens. Heading into the third, I want to go out with a win. Let's go. Third period. And we do. Joshua Waugh makes it 3-1, and Cole Caulfield with the empty netter makes it 4-1, and that's how this one ends up. Shots were 38-35 for your Montreal Canadiens, and we walk away from this home-and-home series with back-to-back wins. Very good production, and now it's time to look at how our team has done so far this season, 50 games in. I mean, they definitely haven't gone as crazy as they have in prior years, but I'm still excited to see. So Slafkovsky has 23 goals and 45 points in 50 games, so he might be on pace for what he did last season. Definitely not the 43 goals, I don't think, but he's doing very well. We know Pettersson with 60 points in 50 games. Caulfield's up to 44 points in 50 games with 21 goals on the season. Let's hope he can pick that up. Sean Farrell is up to 32 points in 50 games, so he's getting his game going now. Suzuki at 17 goals, 43 points in 50 games, so definitely a good season for him. And Seth Shelley with 33 points in 43 games. He's definitely becoming a powerful player for our team after being drafted in the first-year draft, 16th overall. Quentin Musty, since joining, has 14 points in 20 games, so he has really been a good pickup for us. I mean, he already has almost as many shots as he did with the San Jose Sharks in 14 fewer games, so he's really converting for us. Kirby Dach with 32 points in 49 games is definitely not bad, but I want to see a little more production out of him. Waugh has been bad. I just don't get it. 5 goals, no assists in 22 games played and a -3. Maybe he doesn't have power play time. I'll take a look in a second. Jan Mysak is doing great on that fourth line, though. 11 goals, 19 assists, 30 points in 50 games, logging only 11 minutes a night. So he's getting roughly the same amount of ice time as Joshua Waugh, and he's putting up way more points. Tim Almgren with 13 points in 50 games, and Daniil Gushchin, since joining us, has 8 points in 20 games, 7 goals. So he's already tied his goal total that he had with the Sharks this season in 13 fewer games. He has been unbelievable at 29.2% shot accuracy. That forward core is starting to pick it up from the beginning of this video, but let's see how the defense is doing. And there it is. Lane Hudson is now over point per game, 54 points in 48 games. He is doing very well now. And Harris is just as good, 9 points in 30 games with a +20. I honestly don't know if he's doing good or if Lane Hudson is just making him do good. I mean, what if Hudson had a top tier defender on his wing? I know I could put Reinbacher there, but I want Reinbacher and Gooley together. Harris has a +20, and I believe Barron last year when he played on the top line was dominant as well. Gooley with 22 points in 48 games, so he's definitely cooled off since the beginning of this video. Not too bad though. Reinbacher with 10 points in 47 games. I want to see more from him, not gonna lie. 6 points in 29 games for Ryan Johnson, and rounding out top prospect Logan Hensler with 13 points in 50 games, 32 penalty minutes. He's developing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, he's doing what we need him to do. We could definitely put him on the top line again with Hudson and see what happens. But actually, let's try this. Gooley, Hensler, Hudson, Reinbacher. We'll try them again together and see how this next stretch of games goes. But for goalies, Dostal has been playing nonstop. 30 games played, 21 wins, 922 save percentage with a 237 goals against average and 3 shutouts. He is still a brick wall for us. Absolutely insane. I would not be surprised if he's the top goalie in the NHL, honestly. Olivier Rodrigue hasn't really got into many situations. I think he's only coming in relief. Yeah, only faced 24 shots, 916 save percentage, and 236 goals against average. He's not been bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving him a little bit of a stint, but we'll see. But the team's doing good now. I'm not sure if I'm going to add at the trade deadline this year because I just don't know what role we can fill. Actually, you know, thinking back on it, I just said we could add a top tier defender for Lane Hudson, so that could be a target we make. Forward wise though, I don't know what we would do. We already made our Quentin Musty trade. I don't think we need to make another big forward acquisition. But keeping the sim going, we're on a Western road trip now, facing some pretty hit or miss teams. I mean, the Flames have a great season record, but have been rough their last little bit. The Ducks are pretty middling, and the Kings are the top of the Pacific Division, just 6 points behind the Blackhawks for league lead. So it's going to be a run for our money here. Let's go. We're going to quick sim these games against the Flames here, a 9-6 win, and you know what? That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm going to put Dostal in the backup seat for a little bit, give Rodrigue a little bit of time to shine and see what he can do, because Dostal just got shelled. He went from a 9-22 to a 9-17 after that game. Rodrigue now in net against the Anaheim Ducks. If he does bad in this game, we'll just throw... that was actually a decent trade. We'll just throw... oh, I just simmed it. Okay. So he did do bad in that game. We're going to throw Dostal back in net just because I needed to give him just a little break. Hopefully he bounces back here against the second best team in the NHL in the Los Angeles Kings. But let's see, against the Kings, second half of a back-to-back on this Western road trip. How do we do? It's a 5-3 win. Okay, against the Vancouver Canucks here. Got to get another one here before coming back to the East. Just not home yet. Let's see, against the Vancouver Canucks. It's a 2-1 win. Okay, now against the Philadelphia Flyers, game 55 of the season. Can we catch up to the Lightning at the division lead? A 6-1 win there will help us big time up against the Anaheim Ducks, who absolutely clapped us last time we faced them, I believe. Let's see, how do we do in game 56? An 8-5 win. Holy crow. High-scoring games for us against the Nashville Predators at home again in the Bell Center in Montreal. Let's see, game 57 is... a 9-2 loss. Oh my god, as a Leaf fan, that one hurts so bad. Alright, I've given Rodrigue the net again because I just need Dostal to cool his jets. He's had 7 goals against in his last 2 games, so I want him to calm down a bit. Against the Minnesota Wild here, game 58 of the season. How do we win? We win well. I didn't mean to say how do we win. I meant to say how do we do, but we win well. A 4-1 win over the Wild is what I like to see. A back-to-back here against the Preds and the Coyotes. Let's see, just 3 games left before the trade deadline. How do we do here? It's a 3-2 overtime loss. I'm going to keep Rodrigue in net for this next game here against the Coyotes. Second half of the back-to-back. Darren Radish is ready in the Laval. I don't really care. Let's see. It's a 6-3 win. Okay, so before I do this game against the Sharks, I want to take a look at how the line's doing. We've played 60 games on the season. We are now top of our division. The Lightning are tied in points, but we are top because of games played. We're still 9 points behind the Blackhawks, but we're off to a good start, okay? We're off to a good start. So now, after making the line changes, I want to see how this team is done. And Juraj Slafkovsky is a 30-goal scorer with 57 points in 60 games. So yeah, he may hit. He may definitely hit 40 goals again this season. We know Pettersson's killing it, 81 points in 60 games. He's on pace for another 100-point season by far. And Cole Caulfield on the verge of 30 goals. He's also on the verge of being a point-per-game player, so putting him with Pettersson and Slafkovsky has really paid off. Sean Farrell with 43 points in 60 games. He's really picked up his socks. Not gonna lie, he's doing very well for us now. Suzuki's cooled down a bit, 50 points in 60 games, but hopefully he can get the second half going. And Seth Shelley is doing well, 39 points in 53 games, including 20 goals. I do want to see more out of him, but I'm still not upset with what I've seen. He's definitely had a drop off in his power play points per game, you know, or per season. I mean, 24 points on the power play last season, only 6 so far this season, 4 of them being goals. So I want to see a little bit more. Musty has 19 points in 30 games, very solid contributions from the new addition. Doc with 40 points in 59 games is very good contributions from the third liner. And Wah is up to 8 points in 32 games, and I'm just not happy with that. I'm really not happy with that. I think I'm going to bump him up to that second line with Suzuki and Farrell and see what happens, but I'm not happy with that. Mizak with 36 points in 50 games, 13 goals. That's pretty good. Honestly, he's been a key power play specialist for us. Almgren with 15 points and Gushtin with 16 goals on the season, 9 of them with your Montreal Canadiens, and 11 points altogether. He's still got that lethal shot accuracy, so maybe we give him some more ice time. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to giving him the second line time because Wah is doing so bad, but we'll just have to see. Defensively, Lane Hudson, 69 points in 58 games. He's really blowing it up now. I almost feel bad about what I said earlier. He's really making me put my foot in my mouth. Reinback with 12 points in 57 games. He's just not been a point producer for us. Yulia with 24 points in 58 games is very good production. Hensley with 16 points in 60 games is really good for the rookie. He's now listed as a top 4 defender, up to an 84 overall. 7 points in 39 games for Ryan Johnson, and 11 points in 40 games for Jordan Harris, still with a great plus-minus, so he's doing great wherever he goes. And then goalies, Olivier Rodrigue has only 2 wins through 8 games played and 884 save percentage. he has not been very stellar for us. He's not as good as he was down with the Laval Rocket, let me tell you that. And Lucas Dostal with a 912 save percentage, 36 games played. So honestly, it seems like Dostal is still getting a lot of ice time with Rodrigue in net. So we got to make a change there. I'm going to take a look quickly at what is available via trade, okay? And I'll be right back with you guys. All right, folks, I have been looking and I found the perfect piece for our team, but it's going to come at a cost. We will be moving on from Joshua Waugh, who has 4 years left at $5.75 million, simply because he's doing really rough. He didn't do as good last year as he did the season before. I have a feeling that he might be trending downward. We have players coming up to replace him in Mason St. Louis, Christopher Ellison, even Daniel Gushchin can replace him this season. I know it doesn't make sense, but this is the piece that I think we need to move on from him. We're also adding in goaltending prospect Eric 2 that we just drafted in this most recent draft, plus a first round pick. And you know what? Because I've had so much struggles trying to get this trade to go through, and you guys might find it freaking crazy, I'm adding in a second round pick 2 years from now in exchange for Noah Dobson from the New York Islanders, a top 4 defender, in my opinion, top pairing defender, who not only has term at a decent price, but fits our coach's top pairing defensive scheme. This guy is the piece for us to grab. He helps us win now. I don't care about the first round pick or the second round pick. I really don't. And Eric too, we have so many goaltenders, I don't really mind. I've tried making these trades for about 15 minutes. I've tried every combination to not include Joshua Waugh, but I could not make one work. And I'm still skeptical as to if this one's going to go through. I have a high feeling it will. I'm going to safety net it with a 4th round pick. I'm scared that it won't. I have a feeling it will. But let's see. Joshua Waugh, Eric 2, a 1st round pick in this year's draft, a 2nd round pick 2 years from now for Noah Dobson, and a 4th round pick in this year's draft. Okay, this helps us win now. Not 2 years from now, not 3 years from now, not 5 years from now. This helps us win now. Will this go through? Holy crap, it doesn't go through. I'm going to remove the 4th round pick. If it doesn't go through this way, I'll add in another 2nd. I really don't care. Waugh 2, a 1st, a 2nd for Noah Dobson. Will this go through? I have a strong feeling they don't even want to move on from Noah Dobson, and it's just a glitch at this point. Guys, I'm throwing everything at it. This is the last option I'm going to give. If this doesn't go through, I will have to look for another option. It's Joshua Waugh, Eric 2, a 1st round pick in this year's draft, a 1st round pick 2 years from now, and a 3rd round pick 2 years from now for Noah Dobson. Again, these firsts don't matter to me at all. Eric 2, we have other goalies. Joshua Waugh is the only player I don't really want to give up, but for Noah Dobson, I need to acquire him. Will this go through? It does. Finally, I get to see the trade accepted screen. I have been doing this for almost 20 damn minutes now, and I've lost my freaking mind. We've moved on from Joshua Waugh, which was really hard for us to do, but we brought in a top pairing defender. Let me get these lines set up. All right, folks, and the lines are set now. I need to stress that for you guys, it's going to take like maybe a 1 to 2 minute little scene there where I try to acquire Noah Dobson. For me, that was 20 minutes of consistently getting the trade rejected screen, trying every option possible. In fact, I now have Dmitry Voronkov on the major roster because he was the main piece of the trade for Dobson, but they just weren't interested in him enough to get it to go through. But here are the lines. Without Joshua Waugh, we have Daniil Gushchin jumping up to that 2nd line with Suzuki and Farrell. Again, I can make multiple different changes. I can move Suzuki to the wing, move Almgren up. I can move Jan Mizak up. I can move Suzuki to the wing, Farrell to the center, and Mizak up to that 2nd line. There's so many options we can still do without Joshua Waugh in the lineup. I just want to see what Gushchin can do for us first before I pull up Jan Mizak, but it's going to be Slavkovsky with Pedersen. Caulfield is untouched. Farrell with Suzuki and Gushchin on the 2nd line. Musty, Dak, Shelley on the 3rd, and Mizak, Almgren, and Yalanen draws back in the lineup onto that 4th line. And then defensively, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you guys ready? It's Hudson and Dobson with a +5 line chemistry on that top pair. Gooley and Reinbacher with also a +5 line chemistry on that 2nd pair. Harris and Hensler as that 3rd pair. And guys, I couldn't be more excited for what this team could do for us. We're going to do best lines down in the minors and bump Barron up to that top pair. Or I guess we won't. But that's it. That's all the trades I'm looking to make. There's a lot of players available still. Carter Verhaeghe, former Vezina winner, Karel Vejmelka. And I mean, I could take a look at him, but he's having a rough season this year. And with 3 more years left at 6.4 million, I'm not willing to take on that price. And Logan Cooley is still available by the Coyotes. He's a high elite 84 overall, but look at this. He's 23. He's played 5 years in the NHL now and has not gotten over 41 points in a season. In fact, he's just been getting worse with each season. I think he's on pace for his best season yet so far, logging top line minutes the entire time as well. But I'm not willing to pay the price because, as you can see, his value is high, and we just moved out all of our trade chips. And yes, I saw Clayton Keller down there available as well, but he has an 8-year extension, and I'm not doing that. So that's going to be it for us at the trade deadline. I am going to finish this season in this video. We're going to speed through it, but it's going to start here against the Dallas Stars, an away game at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Can we get a win here with our new lineup? It's a 5-4 win. So I was hoping for a little more of a shutdowny win, but I'll take what I can get. We're going to sim right through the trade deadline here. I don't think there's any acquisitions we can really make. You know what? Just for the sake of it, I will take a look. All right, and there are some amazing defenders available. I mean, Thomas Chabot, Shea Theodore, Brett Pesce. I wouldn't take him again because I have him in too many series. Jacob Slavin, Nick Schmaltz, Tervo Teravainen, Carter Verhaeghe. So many great players available. I don't have the capital. Okay, for Thomas Chabot, it's Sean Farrell that they want back. For Shea Theodore, again, it's Sean Farrell or Seth Shelley. I'm not making any of those moves. We've already given up a key piece of our forward core. I don't need to make that move. We are going to move on. I don't even think we can get Sidney Kid. No, see, I'm not giving up Seth Shelley and Leno. I'm not giving up Doc and Leno. Not giving up Gouli and Barron. We're just not making any trades. We don't have the ability to. I think we've cleared our cupboards really thoroughly. So we're going to exit this trade deadline and finish off the season here. I was really tempted to acquire Thomas Chabot. I mean, just take Jordan Harris out of the lineup altogether and put Chabot on that third pair. I would have been insane. But we're going to keep going here. A back-to-back here against the Bruins and the Caps. First half is a win against the Bruins. Second half is a loss, 5-1 to the Capitals. Let's keep it going here. I'm going to keep Rodrigue, I think, in net for now. Or I don't know if I switch them out. Let's see. Against the Detroit Red Wings, do we get a win here? It's a 4-1 loss. I will make a line change. All right, it was Rodrigue in net. It is now Dostal back in net against the Washington Capitals here at the Bell Center in Montreal. Do we pick up a win in game 65 of the season? We do, a 6-4 win. So it's a rocky one, but it's a win. We're up against the Florida Panthers here, looking for another win against a weak team at the Bell Center in Montreal. Do we get one? Darren Radish gets injured with the Laval Rocket. No injuries for us, luckily, and it's a 7-5 win. So Dostal is luckily getting wins, but he's not really getting wins, if you know what I mean. Leno is back in the lineup, so let me make some roster moves. All right, and I did waive Ryan Johnson. He's back with Laval Rocket. Let's keep going against the Pittsburgh Penguins here, still in the Bell Center in Montreal. Game 67 of the season, and it's a 6-4 loss. So Dostal is getting really rocky, and you know what? I think I got to try some things out. And we have called up the rookie, Gabriel Dag, to try and get his game under him. He has been a little rocky with Laval Rocket. No rhyme intended there. He's gone 23-2-3, which is not rocky at all. That's stable as hell. It's just his save percentage that I'm a little concerned about. But I mean, he has 2 shutouts and a 2.40 goals against average. We're going to see what we have here with Dostal and Dag as our goaltending tandem. Best lines down in the AHL to see what we have. We might even have to just call up Caden Primo and see what he can do. But let's keep simming here. And Dmitry Voronkov also draws in on that 4th line, as well as we had to waive Yolonen to make it work. But let's see, against the Philadelphia Flyers here, game 68 of the season, Noah Dobson's out with a mild concussion for the rest of the month. We're going to replace player. That's really unfortunate. He's only out for a week, but that's a 9-2 win for us. So a great game. Another game against the Philadelphia Flyers. I believe this is the second half of a home and home and the first half of a back-to-back. Let's see how we do here. It's another 5-2 win over the Flyers. Second half of the back-to-back against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Suzuki is out with a mild concussion until the 29th. We're going to replace player and see what we can do. It's an 8-2 win there. Holy crap. Nate Smith gets injured down with Laval Rocket. Noah Dobson's fully healed. Holy crap. Injuries and recoveries galore. Let me get these lines set. All right, Dobson is back in the lineup, and Suzuki will be ready soon, so we'll have to make some more line changes in a second. Let's see how we do in Detroit at the Little Caesars Arena, game 71 of the season. Lane Hudson goes down to a mild concussion only till the 31st. Holy crap, the injuries are scaring the crap out of me. We can't lose like a Lane Hudson or a Noah Dobson or one of our core forwards for the playoffs. I'm just too afraid of it. We're going to do replace this player and see how we do. It's a 2-1 loss against the Red Wings there. How do we do against the Islanders at the UBS Arena? Game 72 of the season as Gabriel Dag goes down with a sprained finger. Holy crap, that's an injury a game. All right, we're going to replace player. It's going to put Rodrigue back in net. I'm going to have to make line changes anyways as Suzuki's back. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so Dag was doing really good for us. He actually is up above a 900 save percentage with a 293 goals against average now. I don't remember exactly how he was doing before. I believe it was like an 886 or an 884. But he was definitely doing good before spraining his finger and going out for the rest of the month. But the lines are set. It is Dostal back in the starter net anyways. And we're up against a powerful Colorado Avalanche team who have won at least their last 10 games. They're 50, 18, and 4 on the season. We are in the Bell Center in Montreal, and we do just get Lane Hudson back, so let me make some line changes. All right, our team is almost fully healed. We're just waiting on Dag to return. We are 93 points on the season, so we're not going to catch up to the President's Trophy race. I believe the Blackhawks are going to secure that one pretty handily. I can't believe they are doing as good as they are with the Avalanche also in their division, but we're at least aiming for the top of our division. And I think we've got that one in the bag. We're currently 2 points ahead of the Lightning with the same amount of games played. So let's keep up the pace here against the Avs. We're going to quick sim this one. And can we end their 10-game streak? And oh my gosh, we just lose Caden Cooley for the rest of the season and the postseason altogether. Oh my freaking God. Okay, let me make some line changes. Honestly, that injury hit us more than I thought it would. Ezra Rabbit is the best defender that we can call up aside from Tristan Leno. I don't trust Leno with ice time because he has just been a minus every time we've gotten him on the ice. He's got 5 points in 28 games, 14 penalty minutes, and a -7. I just don't trust him with that kind of ice time. Ezra Rabbit did good this season, but he only works in the top pair. So unfortunately, we have to break up Hudson and Dobson. We're going to put Hudson with Reinbacher on that second pair. At least there'll be a +1. If I have to, then I'll just put Ezra Rabbit as the... I can't even put him as the third pair. See, he's a -5 on the third pair with Hensler. So I don't know what to do. I think this is what we're going to do. It's a little weird, but I want Hudson and Dobson together. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be Dobson and Hudson still together on that top pair. Hensler and Reinbacher on the second pair with Rabbit and Harris on that third pair. I'm going to just have to swallow that -2. It's unfortunate, but it's really all we can do at this point. No changes to the forward lineup aside from giving Jan Mizak the second line ice time now with Farrell and Suzuki. We'll see what he can do there. We are almost done this NHL season. Let's just get through this final hurdle here over the finish line. I've been recording for over an hour now. I want to see this team do good, and look at that. The Laval Rocket are 51-7-5 on the season. They've already clinched their top of the league award. I don't know what it's called for the AHL, but they've already clinched it with like almost 20 games to go. So they've done insane. But let's finish off our season here. Home game stand against the Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils. Game 74 of the season. We do pick up a 5-4 win against the Devils here, the second game of the home stand, and it's an 8-3 win there. I'm panicking a bit. We did lose to the Avs, so they kept their win streak going, but now we have a second chance to break it, and I believe we can. We're going to jump into this game, and we are going to break their, at minimum, 11-game winning streak, probably like 12 or 13. Let's see. First period. And it's 1-1 after one. Lehkonen, former Habs legend, gets a goal for the Avs before Seth Shelley ties it up 1-1. Shots are 13-11 for the Colorado Avalanche. Second period. And more scoring. Cole Caulfield puts us up 2-1 before Dadonov and Lehkonen make it 3-2 for the Avs. Ezra Rabbit back on the ice and gets a goal, tying it up 3-3. Shots 26-22 for the Avs currently. Third period. Can we beat them? Can we beat the unbeatable team? Third period. And we do. All right, Hudson with a power play goal, and Daniil Gushin gets what would be the game winner. Miles Wood makes it 5-4, but it's too little too late as we walk out of here with a win, and my God, how that feels good. But oh my gosh, Quentin Musty just got injured till the end of April with a pulled groin. We're going to replace this player. It's going to put in Xavier Simoneau. The injury bug is screwing us right now. But Gabriel Dag is ready. Let me get him in the lines. All right, Dag and Dostal. You know what? I'm giving Dag that starting net. He was doing good to end off before he got injured. I want to see what he can do to finish off the season. There's only 6 games left. We've clinched a playoff spot already. We're 2 points behind the Lightning for a division lead. We have to fight hard against the Devils here. Game 77 of the season, and it's a 3-1 loss, but we got to keep it going. A home and home and a back-to-back against the Carolina Hurricanes here. First at home at the Bell Center in Montreal. Can we win this game? It's a 9-2 win. Holy crap, decimation. And Elias Pettersson has a 100-point season once again with games to go. Second half of the home and home back-to-back. Can we beat the Hurricanes and close this one out? And Akil Thomas is injured. I thought he was one of the main guys. Holy crap. And we lose that one 3-1. Okay, I can deal with it. I'm riding Dag for the remainder of the season. I don't care about the rule of 2 right now. Against the Toronto Maple Leafs, can we beat them here? Game 80 of the season. It's a 4-0 win. A nice shutout for Dag. Final 2 games of the season. We're going to quick sim this one and slow sim the next. It is a back-to-back. 104 points on the season so far for Elias Pettersson. Can he get to 110? Have a 6 points over the next 2 games? Let's see. Game 81 against the Ottawa Senators. They are struggling this season. Sean Farrell is out with a neck strain until the end of April. Oh my God. All right, let me make some line changes. All right, and if this isn't a gutted roster, I don't know what is. We've suffered injuries to some of our major players, and having to give up Waugh and losing so many players really sucks so bad. But it's Slavkovsky, Pettersson, Caulfield untouched on that top pair. Shelley, Suzuki, and Kushtin on the second line now. Mizak with rookie call-up Nate Smith at 29 years old and Kirby Doc on that third pair. Xavier Simoneau with Tim Umgren and veteran Brendan Gallagher makes his way back up to the NHL. He was doing very good down with the Laval Rocket with 32 goals in 62 games. We're going to see if he has a bit of that magic here with the big club. And defensively, I did send down Ezra Rabbit. I just felt that minus might be hurting us a little more than I expected. So we have Harris and Leno on that bottom pair. And I did waive Dmitry Voronkov, and he did get claimed on waivers by the San Jose Sharks. So that's unfortunate. But the lines are set for the final game of the season. Did we even win that game against the Sens? We didn't. We lost 6-3. But let's see. Against the Florida Panthers here, who I believe are the worst in the division. And they're actually the second worst team in the NHL. Can we pull out a seemingly easy win against the Panthers in the final game of the season? We're going all out power with the remaining roster that we have. First period of game 82. And it's 1-0 Panthers after one. We gotta really turn this game around. We're out shooting them 17-11, so their goalie is doing crazy. I don't know who it is, probably Spencer Knight. But let's see. Second period. And it's not. It's Drew Commesso. Jansen Harkins makes it 2-0 Florida before Elias Pettersson on the power play gets us past Drew Commesso. It's 2-1 now for the Panthers. We are outshooting them 30-22. Can we turn it around in this third period and end our season with the win? Third period. And it's a 2-2 tie. Pettersson double dips, gets his second of the game. Shots are 44-34 for your Canadians going into overtime. You know what? It's the final game of the season. Let's jump in. 100 offense, 100 defense, 88 goaltending. And you know what? I wanted to have a little fun here. We're on for the overtime. It's Nate Smith getting the first one. I have it on all-star difficulty. I want to have a little fun. I haven't gotten to play with this team yet. I want to see what they can do. I think this should be fun. Up to Harris. It's Harris and Hudson, and let's go. And it's an easy open net goal. I don't know how the goalie went that far wide. Hudson notches the final goal of the Montreal Canadiens regular season gameplay, and we walk out of this one with a win. All right, and our season comes to a close, and you know what? That was fun. If you guys want to see me play actual more games, I can do like 1, 2, 3, maybe even 5 games a season, but it might take up an entire video. We'll have to see, but thank you guys. We're going to do a quick little run through of what our team did and a little recap of the season, and then end this marathon of an episode. Holy crap, I've been recording for over an hour and my voice is dry and I don't have anything to drink. Oh my God, I'm dying. Let's see. Slavkovsky falls just short of another 40-goal season. He does notch 38 though, 72 points in total in 82 games. He has been an iron horse. He actually hasn't been injured in 3 freaking years. This guy's a tank, but he had a great season for us. Pettersson, we already know, 29 goals, 107 points in 82 games. Absolutely dynamic forward since signing him from the Vancouver Canucks, and I'm excited for what we still have yet to come with him. I mean, another 5 years after this at 13.5 million seems scary, but when he just notched, I believe, 100 or 210 points in his first 2 seasons, you can't really be upset. And Cole Caulfield bounces back. He gets 41 goals and 85 points in 82 games, his best season since his 62 goal performance, second best season of his career. That's what we like to see. Holy crap, was Elias Pettersson able to pull him out of a rut. Seth Shelley with 26 goals, 54 points in 75 games. Not bad at all. I'm not upset. He didn't have the power play time, honestly, so he didn't get as much opportunities, but he still did very good with what he had. Nick Suzuki with 28 goals and 73 points in 80 games. Very good season. Very good season for the captain. 19 goals, 10 assists on the full season, 12 goals and 17 points in 52 games since coming to the Montreal Canadiens is a little scary, but you know, he barely got any power play time. I'm still hopeful. We just need him to fill Waugh's spot, and he did better than Waugh did. Mizak with 20 goals and 50 points in 82 games, mostly playing on that third line. I mean, 11 minutes and 40 seconds average time on ice per game. He was amazing for us in a very good utility role. Smith only played 1 game. I guess he did good. I mean, he should have gotten an overtime assist for that overtime, but you know. Kirby Dach with 19 goals, 55 points in 81 games. Similar to last season. Can't really complain, honestly. He only logged like 15 minutes a night, so it's not that bad production. 11 points in 25 games for Xavier Simoneau. 20 points in 82 games for the fourth liner, Tim Almgren. And again, Brendan Gallagher didn't really get much ice time, so not really much to look at there. For our injured forwards, and look, we are missing Musty, Farrell, and Gooley currently, but Musty finished with 30 points in 46 games after joining us, so he was doing really well. I wish he didn't get injured. Holy crap. Gooley had 29 points in 71 games. It's unfortunate that we lost him for so long. We're just gonna have to fill that void. And Sean Farrell really bounced back after a really slow start to the season. He actually got really close to finishing the season, only missed 1 game. That's his first really missed game of his career. I think he was scratched for this, I'm not sure. But he ends up with 68 points in 81 games. Very good production from him. Now let's move over to the defenders. I want to see how Dobson did. I didn't even check after we acquired him how he's done, but let's see. Starting with Hudson, 13 goals, 85 assists for 98 points. He was almost at a 100-point season. Holy crap. Okay, I guess I can't complain about his contract if he's that close to 100. I mean, over the last 2 seasons combined, he's had an average of 100 points per season. So he's done over 100 points per season. So he's done very well for us. And now Noah Dobson, after joining us, had 9 points in 20 games and was a -9. So he was actually a bit of a detriment. Maybe it's the line pairing with Hudson. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how he does in the playoffs, but I still have a lot of hopes for him. Hensler did very well in his first season, notching 22 points in 82 games, and Reinbach with 20 points in 79 games is a little bit of a letdown. You want more production from him, but it's not too bad, honestly. Harris did amazing, 18 points in 62 games with a +30. He's got to be somebody who makes the lineup no matter what next season. And Leno with 5 points in 29 games is not bad after we got him into the lineup. Although I don't like that -7. That didn't seem to go away at all this season. And finally, the goaltenders. Gabriel Dagg finishes the season with 15 wins through 32 games, a .907 save percentage, 285 goals against average, and 2 shutouts. He's our starter next year. He came around through the season, and he's gotten his groove. He did well, but we can't shame Dostal. 31 wins in 45 games with a .902 save percentage, 296 goals against average, and 3 shutouts. That's probably the best goaltending performance we've seen in a long time, as maybe even with this channel in general, honestly. Dostal did great. He definitely dropped off from the beginning of this video. This has been a marathon of a video, and we've gone through so many turns and so many injuries, so I can't really blame him. But oh my gosh, what a crazy end to our season. Big acquisitions, big goodbyes. That's gonna wrap it up for this one. I'm sorry if this was cut all over the place. You know, I'm upset that we also didn't get the top of our division. That's a bit of a bummer. If we'd won that game against the Sens and against the Hurricanes, we definitely would have had it. It is what it is, though. We did finish with 50 wins on the season. I'm sorry if there's some stats that you guys want me to focus on more or that I miss, just let me know. Let me know in the comments. Say, hey, what was this? Hey, what was this? And I'll let you know. Either I'll check it out and comment down below, or I will let you know in the next video. But thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys have been amazing. The support on this channel has been unreal. The support on these series have been unreal. You guys should all give yourself a pat on the back, and also let me know how your day's been, how your week's been. You guys have been so supportive. It's crazy. I can't thank you guys enough. I need to make you all a nice big dinner. In the next video, we will be going through the playoffs, maybe the entirety of it, depending on how I'm feeling and how much recording time I have allotted. But thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.